Now, Nigeria being a country that is multi-nation put together, or let us say multi-tribe brought together as one, at least by name, called Nigeria. We have a section, the southwest of Nigeria, which comprises of what is known today as Yoruba people. When it comes to excellency in movies, they have topped the charts on storytelling. I mean, stories that makes sense. On Netflix, Amazon Prime, and many other streaming platforms, they have done excellently well. Now, there is a movie that is trending, and of course, the video that you're watching is that of Olori, ex-wife of Ooni of Ife. When you look at this movie, the latest that is trending, that has got a lot of people talking, it is a movie that Femi Adebayo put out there. It is called Seven Doors, The Seven Doors. Now, I'm not marketing this for them for free. No, not at all. So Femi Adebayo hit me in my inbox. This movie has done excellently well. And there is something that I have observed. Nigerians and many other people, particularly Nigerians, or let's say Christians and even Muslims, they have been able to connect to certain detail. Yes, like I say Yorubas, when they put out movies, it is excellent. Even before they went on the international streaming platform, their storyline is top notch. Why? Because they do research. They have huge, big, deep, mysterious history. So they go to pick a story, and when they finish polishing that story, you'll be amazed. These Seven Doors, I'm not doing criticism here. I just want to touch on one or two things. So a lot of people reflected on this movie and they connected it to some of the challenges that they are facing in life. Now, I'm not trying to blanket you, and I'm not trying to brainwash you to think that all the challenges you have in your life is as a result of some ancestors that had covenanted themselves or done some things, and the repercussion of it is what you're experiencing, even though some pastors might want to make you think in that line, making you believe that when you sow seed or when you come praying morning, afternoon, night, and all of that, you'll be set free. Now, I'm still not telling you that some challenges that you're having in your life cannot stem from these things. We have pastors who will disagree. For example, Ibn Damina might tell you there is nothing such as ancestral curse or any of that. And there are some that will say, no, these things do exist. Let us go to these Seven Doors, which is what kind of connected a lot of people on social media. People are talking about it. This movie, some are saying, wait, hold on a sec. Did Femi Adebayo, whoever wrote the story and sold it to Femi Adebayo, did that person look into the life of Ooni of Ife? Well, maybe, maybe not. The thing is this. Ooni of Ife, before he became king, lived abroad. He might have liked a lot of women. Ooni became king. And it seems some forces, or maybe it's a personal thing, I don't know, did not allow him to have one wife. He said he would like to have one wife, settle down, but whatever he does with one woman becomes a disgrace. Even prophetess Naomi Shilekunla could not stay in that palace. So Nigerians are now connecting the dots together. They are like, wait, hold on a second. It seems Naomi reflects the character of the wife of Femi Adebayo. Serious, isn't it? Like, it reflects the character of Femi Adebayo in that storyline of Seven Doors. Now, people went deeper and they looked into it. They said, hold on a second. Does it mean that Ooni of Ife's ancestors had already made mistakes, covenanted themselves, or they have to deal with pending ancestral battles. Battles that you cannot escape. That battle will be dealing with you low key. Let us say Ooni of Ife was not king, but a prince. And he is trying to settle down, and that force or that covenant or that embargo will not allow useful women come across him. And even if he has access to have all of these women, this will not just work out between them. It will remain here, there, and all over the place. But Ooni of Ife became king, and he said, the oracle instructed me, saying, if I need to get off from this disgrace that I'm experiencing with women, I need to acquire even more. Ooni of Ife went on a quest. He thought to himself, okay, if that is what it is, I don't have the physical power or ability to lay with all of these women. I don't have it. But what will I do? I'm going to do something. I will get young ones, maybe one or two, that can have children. But I will get others that are settled with children, grown somewhere. But these women must be rich. If you look at all of the women that Ooni of Ife got married to, they are rich and they are the ones sponsoring. In fact, there is an audio that I played on this platform where Ooni of Ife was speaking to a woman in the United States, and she was trying to canvass the woman, and she had asked the woman to help with some amount of money, I think. And first, before that, the woman had reached out to Ooni of Ife first. She needed to buy, I think, land, real estate, and it seems there is no land and there is no money. When the woman requested for money, Ooni said, why don't you come and take the title? You have paid for it already. Come. It's like you have money. Bring it on. And the woman is like, no, I am not ready to be part of your entourage or your... So, is it the same thing? Like Ooni of Ife had to marry all of these women. Is that why Naomi could not stay? Because back then Naomi had said that it's not about the numerous women. Of course, how can it not be about those numerous women? And she's a young lady. She's in her 20s. So she's just tall. So when you look at her, she likes to put on that demure of that I am a matured woman, that courage, her height. And the reason why the maturity is there is because of the access to realms. You know, when you have access to realms, you get educated in a way that people of your age are not. It gives you that maturity. That is if you can handle it. So she got married to Ooni of Ife. People have asked questions. Is it that she did not request? Ask from God. Or God has his own way, saying, look, go into this family. This guy had been in my presence once, but he didn't stay long, so I could not break the covenant. But you, go into this family. Get a son, get a child from this family. That child will be dedicated to me. Through that child, through the covenant I'm going to have with this child will break that covenant, deal with that ancestral spirit, idol, deity in that family. So it means that little boy called Tadenikawo might be, okay, let's say his mom alongside himself will prepare him towards that battle that he will have to fight. Because these things do repeat itself. It does repeat itself. Like from daddy to son. I am very sure that Shile Okunla knows about these things. So she gave birth to this child and walked out of the palace. And you know, the ways of God are mysterious. She left as a result of mysterious change by the Ooni. We heard stories such as Ooni will say, you are broke. I even thought you are a mega super with your ministry and all of that. You don't even have nothing. Remember then, Ooni will visit church, go with this lady, and people were saying she's expecting Ooni to build her a dome. But Ooni is not a giver. Oni receives. He has the crown. Oni recently got one lady from Persia. I think she's Iraq or Iran. Part of the wives, Oloris. You want to come in and invest? Come in. She said it in that audio recording. All of these women are the ones that are sustaining whatever projects. Whenever I need to do something, they all come with a million naira, or is it 10 million or something? That's what I will request all of them to go and get for me. Go and get me 10 million for this project. How can I have you guys and you have nothing to offer? But the thing is this. Somehow it seems he has stability. That is the connection to that movie. He sort of started having, at least for now, stability. No woman is running away, disgracing him, or writing on social media. Before this, Ooni of Ife had married this lady from Edo State, Benin. They both knew themselves from the UK or something like that. This lady had one Arab boyfriend. The lady left Ooni of Ife saying Ooni of Ife is not what you think, he's not who you think he is. That this guy is some kind of a terrible human being that will even boast and say, do you know who I am? Do you know the powers I have? Do you know the gods? Do you know the deities? Do you know the spirit? So sort of like problems here and there. Same with Naomi. Naomi, who is a Christian and supposed to be a prophetess, a seer, that does all of this casting off, delivering people, and chasing away or breaking covenants, ancestral spirit, idols that many people are covenanted to knowingly or unknowingly. How can then she be in that palace trying to do praise and worship, trying to do night vigils, trying to do all of these things, saying that she's the Esther that will bring in the revival into that palace, thinking that she could do all of these things? But she will be dragged by Ooni of Ife to go and offer some sacrifices like, hey, you don't have to use your hand to do it, but let us just be there. And she will sit down and be looking at those things like, oh my God. Maybe looking at it like, I am seeing some spirit flying here and there. Anyway, the thing is this. When people looked at that 7 doors, when they watched it, they sort of connected it together. They said, imagine in these 7 doors, which represent 7 women, when the king did not marry all of these women, he had personal problems. He lost 2 children. The village was in turmoil as a result of his lineage, his ancestors, what one of them did so as to retain power. Apart from that one murdering his brother, or murdering the other prince that is supposed to be, taking his life, he did it and thought, okay, with this, I can become king, but everything has consequences. So he needed to do bargain. He went seeking after a powerful, strong spiritualist, someone who wields power. He went to covenant with that person, and they had a bargain. Give me long life, and I will bring you back into the village. You will no longer be on exile. And they both agreed. He even went as far as saying, don't worry, I will even make your life better. You will also enjoy. You have slaves, you have maids, you have all of that life. You will enjoy. Just make sure that I live long. If it were coming to the village, I will speak to my gods, spirits, demons or whatever, to give you the long life that you asked for. If it were just that alone, that would have been something fair, right? No, it doesn't work that way. They always request more. He had to lose 7 women. 7 women. 7 wives of his was what the spirit asked for. Maleficent spirits. They don't joke. They want to take what costs you more. 7 women passed away without them choosing to pass away. And he knew about it. He knew about it. They all passed away for him to live long. But here is a catch. In between this, he got so upset. And when someone has sacrificed wife, children, they don't care about you. Who are you to them? In between this, the Ifa priest, the priest of that village, came to him saying, hey man, wow, you sacrificed 7 of your wives so that you can live long after I had consulted the oracle. And the oracle said, mister, you will be king. But because you took the life of your brother, you will not live more than 50 years, which is extra 5 years as king. And he said, no, I don't want to RIP. I want to live long. For him to live long, for that to be lifted, which is more of a game. So it's about your decision, your greed. They work on it, and then they take advantage of you. That's how these spirits operate, maleficent spirits. And he was given that number of years. He took the life of the village priest. He took the life. And because he did so, something hit him too. Probably something that the Ifa priest had already done on himself. They slapped him with one of the most horrible sickness. Now, this guy did not pass away. This king, he didn't die. Sickly for that number of years. He became so old that he saw his own children pass away. So imagine someone that lived up to 190 years. His children passed away. All his wives passed away. He didn't pass away. He got to a point he felt so bad. He said, look, I need to go. He requested to go. And he did take the life of that man that helped him to wager longer life. So after that, after some years, he passed away. He passed away. That remained in that lineage. That is the storyline of Seven Doors. It remained in that lineage. Immediately, a king got installed. That covenant kick-started itself. And the king was reminded later, knock the 7 doors. It's like, no, it's okay. I don't need to marry more women. He didn't really understand the consequences of it. Not until the spirit that the native doctor that he went to meet to covenant for long life, these demons were possessed, that possessed that man to do what he was doing, will still be the one requesting. And in that village, they had a place. He did not just say, take this man away, take his life away. These people operate in a way that is mysterious. He said, let this man, meaning where this man was buried, after he told them to take him away, take his life, take him away, let this place be where we will be throwing dirt. So they are the ones, again, that made, because it is one thing to just take the life of someone and the person lays a curse that you people will suffer this and that and that. They now made that place a stage or a platform for sacrifice. That is where they went to throw some dirt, all the dirt in the village, and say, oh, this year, all the dirt in this village, we are throwing it into this grave, we are throwing it into this mound, into this dirt, we are throwing the dirt, blah, blah, blah. So they were keeping that spirit, the demon, alive, and the word spoken by that man alive. It continued to replicate all through the generation until he had to fight. Although he didn't fight using Islam or Christianity, because that's not the storyline, he fought still with the help of his ancestral spirits and power. So he fought and was able to get back, like kick and break that covenant. I hope that story will continue because we need to see more. But then, that is that. So people are now connecting this to why Ooni of Ife had to marry a lot of women for that covenant to be in place.